Gary, a 1-0 win where a substitute made the impact. That's an incredibly satisfying win, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, that's a couple of times Shay's come on this season and had an impact from the bench. And I think he's equally as effective in that role as much as he is starting the game, and that's what you need. So first half we started really well, and I thought for 35 minutes really dominated the first half, and Clates has hit the post. We've had a couple cleared off the line. We were really good and quite fluid actually for us. Passed the ball very well in midfield. And for 10 minutes, maybe they start coming into it. And they've got good players, and the way they don't play with any real width, so they're trying to pass through the middle of you. And with Abraham and Tomlin, who are always going to look dangerous. But I think we restricted them to long shots first half and a couple of set pieces. Second half, we came out a little bit sloppy. And whether that's because, we've changed the schedule, we've worked incredibly hard this week, and maybe they just looked a little bit leggy second half at times. So, and we just couldn't quite get enough passing going to get into good areas. But we stuck at it, and that's when you've got to be resolute, and that's when you've got to defend. And we had to defend a lot of set pieces, we had to defend a lot of long range shots where Thomas has made a couple of good saves, and we've made a couple of blocks. And then we have to change it because I just felt as though it was getting a bit too open and we were getting outnumbered in midfield, which was always the concern. And I think the substitutions certainly helped us and settled us down a little bit. Greg gave us a little bit of composure. Of course, Shay goes and scores a winner and gave us a little bit of a spark, and Mags as well. And that's what you have to do sometimes. Sometimes if you can't score that goal early that settles you down, and you have to try and win it another way. And the one thing we've got at the moment is some really good options off the bench.
Talk about scoring early. We had plenty of chance in the first half. It could have been 2 or 3 at half time, couldn't it?
I thought so. I'm sure that Lee will come out and probably say that they controlled the second half of the game, but we certainly controlled the first half and had lots of good opportunities. And again at home, sometimes I think we had a habit in the first or second season of scoring early at home, and it really settled us down. At the minute, we can't quite get that early goal, and as you know, at home, if you can get that early goal, then sometimes the spaces start to open up where the opposition have to try and chase it. And we just couldn't quite get that, but not for want of trying. I thought that the front two were a handful, certainly first half. Second half, when the ball came into the box with good quality, they're a handful. Juki had a fantastic, really should have scored a clear header about 8 yards out, centre of the goal. I was really pleased. I was pleased with the way we've got a real good habit at the minute of, navigating through periods where we perhaps don't play well, but winning games and drawing games and being very hard to beat. It's 3 defeats in 17 games, and that's what this championship's about. Sometimes it's not about looking really pretty on the eye at times. Sometimes it's about being really effective, particularly when you're not playing as well as you'd like.
And to add to that, how important was it to get that win after the international break as well?
Yeah, very important. I think we've got a tough period coming up. I think we've had a good strong period where we've perhaps not won as many games as we'd have liked. But we've, apart from the couple of away games, as we know, but we've been pretty consistent without being sensational. And again, it's just us trying to improve all the time and trying to get better and better. And as we know at the moment, part of our challenge is to stay in and around these positions till January, where we can perhaps be in a position to strengthen again, and that's half the challenge. You can't really look too far ahead to the end of the season. We just got to look at, can we get through these next 6 or 7 games and be in and around where we want to be, which is becoming harder and harder because every time we get a little bit of a run, someone gets an injury, or of course Specs gets sent off today and I think he'll miss 3 games, and at the minute that's going to be a long 3 games because we only play Saturday to Saturday. So, and we haven't got that much defensive cover in the squad. So it's going to stretch us again, but we're going to have to keep rising to that challenge.